My West Hollywood story is exploring the iconic boulevards, endless shopping, and beautiful galleries. Inspiration is endless in West Hollywood. The neighborhood tells stories of established and emerging artists. You will find fashion and styles from all over the world here. A California sunset is the perfect way to end our day. We will take VIP tickets to this show every night. Our vacation is just getting started. This is our West Hollywood story. Come and find yours.
LA Galaxy belongs on the best surfaces. Whether you're the best player or the best fan, every goal, every tackle, every last-second battle, it all requires precision, performance, and passion. The LA Galaxy trust AstroTurf to provide the best surfaces, because champions deserve the best. AstroTurf, the official synthetic turf and hybrid field building partner of the LA Galaxy.
My dad was a farmer. And when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised, or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Firearms are the #1 cause of death among kids, but we know that healthcare workers can make a huge difference. This is why prevention is absolutely critical. It starts with listening to the community, leaning in on those conversations to better inform what is the approach that you want to take. You are the champions for change. You can be the catalyst for integrating firearm injury prevention strategies into your practice and really benefiting your community. Let's agree that we all have a role to play in ending this crisis.
In Major League Baseball, you could dream with no limits. You could become your hero.
Oh, he's done it again.
Steal the show. Or even start a new club.
The 40-70 season.
You can meet the moment and exceed the hype. You can write a new chapter of history and let your city dream again. This season, anything can happen.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Our South Carolina story is told through love. We always felt the need to take a moment for ourselves, and the ocean has always drawn us closer. Charleston was such a romantic destination, with its ancient oaks and beautiful walking paths through town. But we love hiking too, and Greenville gave us a perfect view. This is our South Carolina story. What's yours?
Brilliant again. She just...
Preparations have begun as the world's best players set their sights on the tournament.
The atmosphere is building here in the stadium. The kickoff is coming up very shortly.
Well, it means a lot to the community. It means enhancing the community. We are so pleased and so proud of the fact that the Braves are involved and participating in its upkeep and making sure that when we come here, we can be all very pleased and very happy about the way it's being kept and the offerings that it has to the community.
Man, we're here at a beautiful Adams Park where they just revealed the Hank Aaron statue. Again, the greatest of all time, creating opportunities. Henry Aaron, Billy Aaron, they're doing it once again with partnership with the Atlanta Braves. Unbelievable moment in this park of Adams Park.
Big things for our kids, just to have the inspiration that, you know, maybe one day they can be the next Hank Aaron. So I'm really proud of what the city has done for the community.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
Much in the air. So much in the air. I've been trying to fight 'cause I'm scared. Cause it doesn't mean so much in the air. Boy, can you hold me? Boy, can you hold me? Boy, can you hold me?
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. He can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
West Hollywood story is exploring the iconic boulevards, endless shopping, and beautiful galleries. Inspiration is endless in West Hollywood. The neighborhood tells stories of established and emerging artists. You will find fashion and styles from all over the world here. A California sunset is the perfect way to end our day. We will take VIP tickets to this show every night. Our vacation is just getting started. This is our West Hollywood story. Come and find yours.
LA Galaxy belongs on the best surfaces. Whether you're the best player or the best fan, every goal, every tackle, every last-second battle, it all requires precision, performance, and passion. The LA Galaxy trust AstroTurf to provide the best surfaces, because champions deserve the best. AstroTurf, the official synthetic turf and hybrid field building partner of the LA Galaxy.
My dad was a farmer. And when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised, or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Firearms are the #1 cause of death among kids, but we know that healthcare workers can make a huge difference. This is why prevention is absolutely critical. It starts with listening to the community, leaning in on those conversations to better inform what is the approach that you want to take. You are the champions for change. You can be the catalyst for integrating firearm injury prevention strategies into your practice and really benefiting your community. Let's agree to agree that we all have a role to play in ending this crisis.
In Major League Baseball, you could dream with no limits. You could become your hero.
Oh, he's done it again.
Steal the show. Or even start a new club.
The 40-70 season.
You can meet the moment and exceed the hype. You can write a new chapter of history and let your city dream again. This season, anything can happen.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Atlanta, Georgia on your screen, and we are just north of there in Waleska, home of the Reinhardt University Eagles. Tonight, Spartanburg Methodist College, the Pioneers have made the trip from South Carolina through the busiest city in the world to take on Reinhardt's Eagles, and we are thrilled to have you along for the ride. I'm Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here alongside me for what promises to be a barn burner of a game between these two teams. Pivotal AAC play coming up, and we're going to throw you out of the court and to a look at our starting lineups. And so this is a look at the projected lineup. Obviously, the starting lineups announced just moments ago. These have been the most consistent starters this season for these two programs. On the top of your screen, the Pioneers projected starting five. On the bottom, the Reinhardt Eagles. That's Traylor, Johnson, Bell, Middleton, and Wilson for the Pioneers. And for the Eagles of Reinhardt, it's Smith, McCutcheons, Grant, Franklin, and Van Dyke. And Lorenzo, such a strong starting five for these two programs all year long.
Absolutely, but in particular, this Reinhardt group, they have so many different players that are capable of making plays for both themselves and others. Truly a very versatile unit. And then on the other end, players who can switch 1 through 5, defend both in the post and on the perimeter. No secret to why they are 12-1 in conference play thus far.
No secret at all. They have been electric and will look to continue to be electric tonight. The Pioneers on a 2-game skid. The Eagles have won 10 straight, which just blows my mind. I mean, it's unbelievable to see a team be so successful night in and night out. At the bottom of your screen, other games happening right now as tip-off around the Appalachian Athletic Conference is underway. Tennessee Wesleyan and the Bears of Pikeville, the Koalas of Columbia and the Tigers of Brenau, the Rams of CIU and the Bears of Truett-McConnell, the Golden Bears, the Lions of Bryan College and the Royals of Johnson, and the Milligan Buffs, along with the Bluefield Rams, all getting started in AAC action right now as it's a big night around the country.
I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to seeing the result of Bryan versus Johnson. Johnson was here at the Brown Athletic Center last week against Reinhardt, really gave them everything they could handle through 3 quarters. Johnson's dealing with some injury woes right now, but a ton of talent at their disposal. Of course, Bryan, they're in that 3-way tie for the #1 seed.
Excited to see what they can do as we are ready to go. Tip coming momentarily from inside of the Brown Athletic Center as we welcome you for Appalachian Athletic Conference basketball. It's the Reinhardt University Eagles and the Pioneers of Spartanburg Methodist College right now on the Southeast Sports Network. Get ready for college hoops. I'm Gabriel Schrei, and alongside me, Lorenzo Robinson for this one. Starting five for these two on the floor, and as expected from our graphic, we've got all 10 starters right as they will open up and get underway with what promises to be a really exciting battle. Crucial AAC play, 7 wins in conference play for the Pioneers, 12 for the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Tonight's game is big for these two teams.
And Spartanburg Methodist coming into this game right now seated 6th in the conference, but they have a chance to make a strong statement going up against one of the elite.
They're definitely going to need this win if they want to find their way into the tournament. It's a battle. Entry feed is blocked away as it's taken by the Pioneers. Big play as Middleton comes away with it.
Destiny Middleton is one of the best players in the conference, truly a 2-way player. She's top 5 in scoring, 3-point percentage, steals, and blocks.
Reinhardt gets the steal. They'll head back to the other end of the floor as Franklin was the one who took it away. To the straightaway, it's McCutcheons. And the corner, Van Dyke will pull up. The 3-ball is buried from downtown Waleska.
They're going to say it was a long 2 rather for Van Dyke, but that's the next step in her game. She's already proven that she can put the ball on the floor and make plays, drive to the basket. She's been stout defensively as well. If she becomes a more consistent outside shooter, the sky's truly the limit for this freshman.
The long 2 fooled me for sure. Great officiating crew tonight. Spent some time chatting with them as this is off the mark. Couldn't quite bury the floater as Reinhardt has a chance to respond quickly. Eagles down the floor. Work down inside, and it goes with a little kiss off of the window for Reinhardt University.
And the secondary break there really paying dividends for the Reinhardt Eagles. Londacia Smith taking it in for the deuce.
Tried to filter that through, and it wouldn't go. Quickly onto the floor as it's 4-0, and Reinhardt gets what they wanted, possession their way.
Yeah, that was the quick hands right there by Chloe Van Dyke, knocking that one off of the foot of the Methodist player.
Pioneers have played one more game than Reinhardt, but the averages tell the story. Three ball is buried from Atlanta, Georgia. Unlimited range with the sophomore Isaiah McCutcheons.
And this Reinhardt Lady Eagle Ball Club, known for their stout defense, but when their offense is rolling, they are really difficult to beat.
Headed the other way and off the window, this rattles and goes. A beautiful play by Emariah Grant, the senior. And a timeout on the floor. Good decision to take one by the Pioneers as they'll try to keep control of this early or return with more college hoops from Waleska.
All of the ways to watch your favorite local and regional sports. Join us now on Twitch TV. You can also find NSBN on Amazon Fire TV or visit us live on YouTube as we stream games there as well. Another fan favorite way to watch is nsbnsports.com. You can also find us through our NSBN app, free to download from the Google Play Store, and Roku TV, where you can find all of our content. NSBN Sports, visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Back in North Georgia with college hoops where it's 9-0. And the Pioneers are packed on the attacking end of the floor.
Yeah, that was Chloe Van Dyke with the rejection. We hear the crowd giving their remarks from it. Again, versatility is her game, can defend on the perimeter, and as we see there, also in the post.
Entry feed, who else? It's Van Dyke, but this time she's blocked away by Destiny Middleton. Other end of the floor, Pioneers going to work. And this one down mid-post is smacked out of there by Franklin. Eagles, Emariah cuts it from the wing, trying to play keep away as she evades Hayes. And this is taken down by the Pioneers, who are almost trailing by double digits. Spartanburg can't respond, tipped away, and Van Dyke hauls in the rebound.
Destiny Middleton trying to get off the schneid there and get herself going. She's been quiet so far offensively. Look for that to change as this game continues.
Reinhardt all the way to the front court. Pitched by McCutcheons, and now Franklin on the wing. Heavy defense by Hayes. Doesn't matter, Franklin working inside off the glass, and the rebound by Jordan.
Yeah, and it was a lot of contact on that when the refs deciding it was a play on.
Three ball goes as the Pioneers are on the board in Waleska, Georgia.
A much-needed triple for the Pioneers as well.
Stole it away. This also much needed. Bell to the back door and off the window. Middleton back-to-back buckets for Spartanburg.
And that's exactly what you need coming out of a timeout, turning up the heat defensively, getting a shot to go. All of a sudden, you're back in this ball game.
Reinhardt to respond, and Franklin just short, a bit weak.
Good rebound inside by Wilson. We'll be watching the rebound game. You know, the old cliche about rebounds and the winner. Pretty close matchup on paper, 36 per game for the Pioneers, 39 rebounds per game for the Eagles.
You know what the great Dennis Rodman used to say? No rebounds, no rings, Gabe.
Oh, I like that. Dennis Rodman's my guy. I'm from that area.
Yeah, that's why I threw it out
Motor
there.
City or whatever.
Big,
yeah,
big
wow.
Midwestern.
Hey. Wow. It's a deep cut.
Hey.
We got to get some Atlanta Hawks references worked into the broadcast.
It's not too much to write home about these days in Atlanta.
Well,
and
yeah, we'll find some way to write home
If they hear me, I hope they use it as fuel and motivation.
We're trying to motivate you, Hawks. I think Mike Conley should play like point guard for them.
I mean, it can't get it. Never mind.
5:18 to play in the first as this can't quite cut it. 9-6, a three-point game. Pioneers run a 6-0 run against the Eagles of Reinhardt.
And the first two off the bench for the Eagles, Audrey Ekwe Blah, playmaker, can attack downhill, and then Taylor Collins, a great spot-up shooter.
You know, Spartanburg has been red hot on the road as this is short. Ball pinballs through traffic for the Pioneers. They're 9-2 away from home. 3-ball just short.
It's not often you see that, really, a team almost more comfortable going into the opponent's home and playing their best basketball. That has to give them confidence for today.
Absolutely, and that leaves me with some questions like, what does their gym look like and where are they playing? On the way, the three bangs off the window for McCutcheons. Spartanburg Methodist has had a really nice tradition of developing and growing players. On the way for three, and this goes. Middleton. I don't know if you were able to watch the High Point Presbyterian game on ESPNU. I'm sure you know I was glued to that. And one of my favorite players for PC on the way, Van Dyke off the bottom of the backboard, is fouled. Is big Mr. Jalen Peterson, and he transferred from Spartanburg to Presbyterian, 6'8", and he's got about 115-inch vertical. Very impressive. I'm kidding, of course. Very impressive to watch him play. He is a menace down inside, and Spartanburg has a knack for that. They know how to develop talent. They've had coaches around for a long time that specialize in developing talent, and they've continued that tradition, obviously, into this era with the AAC.
But you know, South Carolina has really, it flies under the radar, but it's kind of a sneaky basketball state. There's a lot of talent that sort of goes unnoticed out there in those areas. I know because I have a lot of family from South Carolina. My father's family originates from Florence, so I'm very familiar with some of those areas. If you know how to recruit those spots and find those diamonds in the rough, you can really field a competitive squad, and we're seeing that with the Pioneers this season.
A lot of talent on this roster, just trying to unlock it. Middleton regathers, Destiny to the corner. Kept alive as Tatum pumps the freshman. Diamond gives it. And Haley Traylor, the foul.
That's some of that defensive pressure that the Reinhardt Lady Eagles are known for. That time, Isaiah McCutcheon's just a little bit too aggressive, but you know that those are fouls that Coach Campbell will live with. Lana Van Dyke in the game. Lana Van Dyke, the reigning defensive player of the week, and we see her doing work on that end of the floor already.
Lana tipped away, rolling through midcourt, and this will roll off.
She's truly a menace on the defensive end. Even though she comes off the bench as the sixth player for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles, she has as good a case as anyone to be this season's Defensive Player of the Year.
Finessed her way across, the dish to the wing, drove for a moment before cutting back. Just outside of the block, Van Dyke to the other side, from the wing, the three wide. Kind of clattered off the heel of the iron. Middleton running the floor. Pioneers want to go the distance, and Van Dyke gets the rebound. Big opportunity by the Eagles to respond quickly. Reinhardt leading by just 4. Cutting inside, dish to the wing. The drive again. 3 down just beyond the block, and it's weak. The putback rims and goes.
For all the young hoopers out there, always follow your shot. You see it coming off the back iron. Great job by Ekwe Blah to follow her shot and follow it up with the deuce.
Ekwe Blah has done a great piece for Reinhardt. Scores that. And a bit wide. She does draw the whistle.
But to that point, Ekwe Blah dealt with some injury woes last season in what was her first season on campus. This year, really getting a full offseason, getting an opportunity to showcase her talent and her ability. And you're absolutely correct. She has been a much-needed piece for this Reinhardt Lady Eagle Ball Club.
Maybe some confusion. Trying to get this sorted out so we can take this trip to the stripe. Gilliam, 70% this season as she hits her 44th free throw on 63 attempts.
I wasn't the greatest at math. I'm not really sure of the percentage, but.
I calculated it with a calculator. I'm not very good at math either. Through the front court. Kubla across. Dish that down to Brothers. 3-ball, just not enough sauce. Grant thought she had that, and the foul along the baseline.
And Amaria Grant, she thought that one was good, and with good reason, because she's been on a tear, specifically at home in her last few home games. She had her highest scoring outings of the season, 23 and 17 in back-to-back home contests.
Dished across to Middleton. Ball's loose. Regathered and kept alive by Zybel, the senior. Flicked to the straightaway. Tatum's pass to Middleton gave her the chance. Fighting for it, and she's going to be tied up as we get the whistle from the bench. It's a timeout by Coach and the Pioneers. It's a 4-point advantage to the Reinhardt University Eagles and Waleska in a great battle early on SCSN.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Back in North Georgia in a really good one, a 4-point game as this pinball's off the heel of the iron. Spartanburg Methodist, Reinhardt University in college hoops, Appalachian Athletic Conference play. Went down hard, and we get the foul with 66 seconds to go in this first. How'd the James Miller Coaches Show go today?
I thought it went really well. We got an opportunity to meet some of the new additions to the Reinhardt Eagles, some guys who figure to be very important pieces for the 2026 season. Also speaking a little bit about the departures that they had from this past year, guys who are returning, and really got a nice outlook on what that team will look like come August.
Nice. That's fun. 6-point game. Long pitch onto the floor is off, and possession headed the other way.
Yeah, you know, signing day, it's really like a national holiday, but at this point in the way that college football has turned into, it's really just for the lower levels, D2 on down, because of the way that early signing day works when you talk about high major football, but still very important and very fun to be a part of, I'd say.
I was trying to think of a joke for that one, but it's actually just sad.
Not really sad, just the way of the world.
From the wing for three, this rims out on the Eagles. Definitely miss seeing freshmen go on and have incredible seasons. 3 ball for the freshman. On cue, Diamond Tatum buries it.
Big time 3 from downtown. And you could tell when they came into the gym, the Spartanburg Methodist Lady Pioneers, they were loose, they were having fun. They are not intimidated by the Lady Eagles.
4 seconds, 3. Grant with 1 second on the clock, got it off in time from Atlanta, Georgia. It's 20-14 as we're headed to period 2. What a way to end the first.
Yes, Maria Grant doing what she does best. She's been doing it all season long, really rounding into form and turning it up a notch as the calendar flips to February.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Pasta and time for dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Back in North Georgia with college hoops and underway again between the Pioneers and Eagles. Period 2 starting with a 6-point game. Pioneers trailing to Reinhardt. On the straightaway, shoveled way back to the front court. Gilliam, heavily defended, tries this, and the hook is just a bit strong.
And whenever the Lady Eagles get in trouble, they seem to really turn up that defensive intensity.
Down to the other end and the foul.
But yeah, in those moments where the game starts to hang in the balance, we saw it last week when they were playing Johnson. Johnson cut the lead to 5 at one point in the fourth quarter. Lady Eagles just turned it up to another level on the defensive end of the floor. This particular grouping is one that I'm very interested to see grow for the Lady Eagles. The duo, the sisters, Chloe and Lana Van Dyke, being in the game at the same time. Now, Chloe Van Dyke, whenever she plays the 5, is a very capable rim protector. But having her sort of as a roamer and a rover in that 4 spot, able to switch on the guards and give them trouble, as well as sliding down to guard bigs, I think it really takes this team to another level defensively.
I like that take. On the way, this is off the heel of the iron and gathered. Moving quickly. Reinhardt looking to respond. Eagles through to the back door, and this goes. Van Dyke Get your roses. What a play.
Yeah, and a nice, unselfish play by Grant to find her.
Misfired. Thought she had more space. Gilliam disrupted. And the response as she's fouled. That was Ekubla looking for her second bucket of the night.
But 2 consecutive really nice passes by Amaria Grant. She's become known for her scoring over the course of this season, but back-to-back possessions really setting the table, this time leading to free throws.
Ekubla this season has been efficient at the line. Audrey, 25 for 32. That's 78%. Calculator did that, not me.
Yeah, thank you. I would have been lost. I would have been lost. My father would be really disappointed because he's a math teacher.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Tell him I don't like that.
Yeah, every time I say that, do you like math too? I'm like,
it's okay. 24-14, Reinhardt a 10-point advantage, their largest lead of the game. Crossing it up. This is Haley Traylor. The senior defended by Smith, cuts it back. Straight away. Bell didn't like it, and as the ball rolls off, it'll stay with the Pioneers. Last touch by the Eagles of Reinhardt.
Yeah, Lana Van Dyke got a hand on that one. If she would have just let it go, it would be Lady Eagle ball.
Long inbounding feed to Middleton, who goes to work. Defended by Ekubla, fires as we get the shot clock into the corner. Couldn't keep it alive, the ball to Reinhardt.
And if you're a perimeter-oriented player, it's really difficult to go up against the Reinhardt Lady Eagles because of the multitude of bodies that they can throw at you. That was Ekwe Blah taking that possession against Destiny Middleton. Middleton's one of the best players in the conference, but one possession, it'll be Ekwe Blah guarding her. Another possession, it'll be McCutcheons. She may get Chloe Van Dyke on her a little bit as well. Eventually, that just wears down on those scores.
To the corner. 3 ball is strong. Tried the entry feed and disrupted. Then the misfire taken up before the foul. Uncharacteristically hectic for Reinhardt.
Uncharacteristically, but strangely characteristic as well. I think they seem to thrive whenever the game gets chaotic like this.
And I asked Tony Campbell, the head coach of Reinhardt, last time I covered the Eagles, what his philosophy was on the press and some of those old-fashioned tricks. He said, these girls just press without me telling them to do it. They just start bringing the press at some point in the game, and you've seen a lot of that.
Isn't that a coach's dream?
Apparently, he loves it. He loves it. Tony Campbell, I think, is a model for what you want to see in a coach. He's somebody who's played at a high level, had success, Kennesaw State, etc. Comes back to coach and is a great mentor and leader. Somebody who's got a lot of energy, passion, emotion on the floor, but is very calm, collected, cool, level-headed off the floor. Just a really, cool guy, right? Somebody you want to learn from and you want to have around your school and your basketball program.
And I think the greatest mark of your program is when, even when the players change, the names on the back change, the names on the roster change year after year. You have so much turnover, especially at this level. But your teams all play a certain way. You can watch the Lady Eagles play and you know that that is Reinhardt basketball because we see it year after year. Tough, physical, hard-nosed defense and trying to get out on the break and in transition.
Franklin. Across. Plenty of space for the wing 3 ball. It rattles off. Big collision inside as Haley Johnson slow to rise. Referee signaling. Great crew tonight. Enjoyed chatting with them before the game, and that always helps. They like to tell the announcers what's going on if you make it a point to chat with them. Kenneth Jones, our referee, he's actually in the center of your screen at the bottom. Brian Lipscomb on the far right, and Gerald Motley outside on the far left. Franklin gonna try the 3-ball, and it's strong, skeetering off the window. Eagles watches the Pioneers take it to the other end of the floor, but Franklin blocks it away. Reinhardt, foul.
Reinhardt turning their defense into offense. Mackenzie Franklin not fretting about missing the 3, defending the paint, and then the Eagles turning it into a transition opportunity.
Smith at the line. 63% at the charity stripe this season as she hits her 33rd free throw.
Mondacia Smith has been another nice addition to this Lady Eagle ball club. She's listed at guard, but has great footwork in the post, capable of working in that mid-range area, and then a strong finisher at the rim.
Entry feed, foul. Franklin picks up her first.
Yeah, they're going to call that foul on her, but to my untrained eye from the scores table, I don't know how much contact there was on that one. I'm not going to give the refs too much grief for it, right? Because, I mean, you guys seem to be the best of friends after chopping it up, so I'm not going to talk about your friends too bad.
I'll tell you, it's when you have replay, it changes the way you see some of those calls, too, because I think sometimes when you watch it back in slow motion, it's really obvious. And then other times you watch it back and it's really obvious.
That is why I have said the institution of replay will change NAIA basketball forever. Refs may get it wrong. They're human. Okay, so let's see if we can take another look at it.
It's a game changer in Big South basketball, Southern Conference basketball. It only sucks up maybe 3-4 minutes at a time and maybe only 10 minutes per game. And I didn't know we were in trouble tonight. I see William Pop on the other side of the floor. He's probably going to get me for that one. Smith, the foul.
I'm going to tell him you said it, too.
Don't tell him I said that.
I'm going to tell him you said it at halftime.
No. Now I'm here. I'm in striking distance. He's going to key my car. Bill Pop, the commissioner of the Appalachian Athletic Conference, former coach at Reinhardt University, and man, what a guy. He and Jay Stansel are first class, 110% of the way. So much respect for what they do in the AAC.
My first athletic director here.
Man, awesome guy.
That just lets you know how old I am.
Waterway through, and the ball is off last touched by Franklin, so the Pioneers have a chance with it. Drawn by Gilliam.
And Lady Eagles do seem to be in one of those offensive ruts that they can be in from time to time. Spartanburg Methodist has to take advantage of this.
Speaking of, well, after the call, Reinhardt will take over with the ball. But speaking of the Appalachian Athletic Conference, at the bottom of your screen, games around the league tonight: TWU, Pikeville, the Koalas of Columbia, Bernal, CIU, the Golden Bears. We got some chattering going on. Bryan and Johnson, and of course the Buffs and Rams. Quick update for you around the Appalachian Athletic Conference. From the corner. Good pass across to Franklin, who takes advantage. Wide open from the side of the floor, but it clatters out. Johnson, pick-pocketed. Middleton flicked it forward to Traylor. Straight away, and Gilliam pulls up as this one smacks off the back of the rim.
Yeah, Reinhardt struggled offensively with Spartanburg Methodist. They can't seem to get the lid off the rim.
Down inside, this rattles and goes for Reinhardt. They've got a 10-point advantage again, tied for their largest of the game, 27-17.
That's why it is so important to try to take advantage of those moments where their offense seems to be stuck in the mud. When they get it going, they can really put up points in bunches.
Timeout on the floor between these two teams. We have got a good one. 8 points for McCutcheons, 4 for Van Dyke, 5 for Haley Traylor. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University. 27-17, Reinhardt's Eagles in the lead after a nice performance so far in this first half. We played just over 15 minutes, a quarter of an hour gone, 5 left to go in half one. Lorenzo, your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
It's very emblematic of what we've seen from the Reinhardt Lady Eagles over the course of this season, holding Spartanburg Methodist to just 4 of 19 shooting from the field. A masterclass defensive performance thus far.
That's wild.
Now, they did that math for us, so it's 21%. I wouldn't have been able to know it just off the top.
Thank you, David.
This is making the people at home think that I'm not really a smart guy.
No,
so.
I don't, you know. At the stripe, shook it both. Looking good, Haley Traylor. 7 points now in the game.
You would love to see a little bit more ball movement and player movement from the Reinhardt Lady Eagles on this possession. Sort of stagnant offensively.
Disrupted, nearly stolen. Van Dyke tries it from the elbow, and the shooter's roll finds the bottom of the net.
And she's so long and so tall that when she gets into those mid-range spots, you can't really defend those jumpers.
Free ball didn't go. Fighting for it along the block, and possession, jump ball, gonna keep it with the Reinhardt Eagles.
And right now, Spartanburg Methodist, they are 3 of 8 from downtown. They're getting to the free throw line, 8 of 10 from the charity stripe. Those are good omens, but outside of that, they're not able to get good looks from inside the arc. Everything that they take at the rim is being challenged as well.
Ball's lost for a moment. Reinhardt does keep possession. Franklin faked the give and then took a step. Baseball season has arrived, which is actually insane considering we just got a blizzard in South Carolina for the first time in like 12 years. I drove through that, which was awful. I had to go to Presbyterian College in
That's
Clinton.
that Midwest in you.
Man, I know. I drove through Spartanburg, and I was like, this is just, there was like 3 foot of snow on the highway. And Jeremiah Johnson sold me some beef jerky, and I got back on the highway. You don't know what that is, do you?
No.
Nobody will. That's like a really old movie. It's like from the 60s. It outdates me. Couple of quick passes. That's, yeah. Franklin loses the ball, and it's taken up by Traylor. Good opportunity coming together for the Pioneers. Spartanburg to the corner, wide open. The 3 is short. Kept alive by the freshman. Front court rolls over the line, and it's tipped by Reinhardt, so it stays alive. Pioneers from the top of the block, rolls off. Oh, I thought she had that. Reinhardt gets the board.
Yeah, but those are massive turning points. Spartanburg Methodist, 2 good looks, 1 from 3, 1 from 2. Not able to get them to go. Now Reinhardt a chance to extend their lead back out to double digits.
Franklin from the wing, the 3 goes. Akubla, it's too easy.
And that's a 6-point swing. Spartanburg Methodist had an opportunity to cut the lead to 5. Now all of a sudden down 11.
And short for Middleton, who just can't believe it. 32-21 with 2.5 to go in this second period.
And Spartanburg Methodist, they're going to have to find ways to generate some offensive consistency, and easier said than done because there really hasn't been a whole lot of teams that have been able to do so against the Lady Eagles. That's the only way that they're going to find a way to upset this team here in this gym.
Lorenzo, you're right there with one of the best teams, not just in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, but in the league, in the whole country. Entry feed, Van Dyke feeds into the corner, and she has space for the three that's short, taken down by the Pioneers. How do you keep hot sauce in your back pocket and keep rolling into the half, through the break? You've done a good job hanging around. Don't lose that momentum and energy. How do you keep that?
The biggest thing is maintaining the level of defensive intensity that they've had all throughout this game. You can tell that they know what time of year it is. They know that the calendar has rolled into February. We're getting towards the end of the regular season. Going into March, you want to be playing your best basketball. So if you maintain that defensive intensity, keep that presence in that level high, then that's going to give you a chance no matter who you're playing.
Long feed down the floor is hauled in. Grant. And the push is enough to get the whistle. Brian Lipscomb made the call. Now, every time I do this, it comes back to haunt me viciously, but great officiating so far.
Announcer's jinx.
I'm telling you.
Customary. It can't be a broadcast without it.
No. 82% of the line this season as she hits her 28th free throw. Amaria Grant now 28 for 34 at the line. Also has 6 points in this game. Make it 7.
And look at Ekwe Blah pressing full court along with Londacia Smith.
Lone tire, taken up, Smith. On cue, going to work. Takes it all the way to the corner and is double teamed as she pitches this outside. Ekwe Blah cross, Grant drives, and the Euro just a little too much. She gets the call against her.
Yeah, I'd love to see a replay of that one. That looked like a long strike, 2 hard steps. I don't know.
SMC's coach was so fired up. I don't think the referee liked that. Umpire gave him a look.
Well, I come from the sport of football. You know what we call that? We call that working the refs. Try to work the refs as the game goes on. Just let them know that you're right there. You're in their ear. Try to make them think about you before making a call.
On the way, 3 is short.
Destiny Middleton has really struggled for the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers so far in this one. Struggled from the field. She has 8 points, but everything is tough.
Foul, waves off the bucket. Head coach for the Pioneers is Reed Walling. Assistant coach is Donovan Dyson, Tiffany Jones. Maya Goldman also assisting this year, and Taylor Jackson, the manager.
Hey, we know what Taylor Jackson.
I was just going to say, we know Taylor Jackson as well. On the other end of the floor, running the business for the Reinhardt Eagles, Tony Campbell. Tara Gibson, now an assistant, and James Black, his other assistant.
Tara Gibson was a terrific player during her time at Reinhardt. A force on the defensive end, multiple-time all-defensive team selection.
All the way around the world. Trailer gave it off. Middleton now drives inside the block, and she gets hit with the extra steps.
And every time Middleton puts the ball on the floor, Reinhardt's doing a nice job of forcing her to play through a crowd. There's one player pressing up against her with ball pressure, and then another one sitting in the gap. That's the way that you have to play against players like that. You have to make them earn every single bucket that they get.
Driving McCutcheons, hits the brakes. She's got a chance as this is floated across and goes too long.
And Isaiah McCutcheons had a step on the defender. She decided to, as you say, slam on the brakes. I think she kind of ran away from her initial plan on that one.
I'm telling you, I just did a game, and I'm not going to say what school it was, but the football team sat right behind me and my partner, the analyst, and it was a rough go. I could not stop laughing. They were on the floor. The AD came out. Come on, guys, get back, get back. It was a good time. Middleton is packed at the straightaway, taken by Reinhardt. Eagles free, running back door, clear the runway. Flight number 2 is out of here.
Defense turning into offense.
36-21, and so with 3 seconds, Reinhardt will get the ball for just a moment.
That was textbook defense turning into offense. Mackenzie Franklin again protecting the rim, and Isaiah McCutcheons finishing the job with the deuce.
Johnson floats it on. 3, 2, 1 on the way, and a bit strong as Ekubla got a little excited and overshoots that. Lorenzo, your brief thoughts on our first half of action on SCSN.
The Reinhardt Lady Eagles doing their best chokeout job on the defensive end. Spartanburg Methodist 5 of 26, 19% from the field. That defense has turned into some easy points for the Lady Eagles also.
Really, really fun first half of action. After the break, we're going to see some adjustments. If you had to guess before we even go to commercial, what do you think we'll see in this second half of action?
Spartanburg Methodist, they want to try to really have an emphasis on getting good looks from the perimeter. It's been rough sledding trying to drive all the way into the paint against the Lady Eagles thus far, so you need to try to take advantage and create good looks from downtown.
Looking forward to it, and we will have more college hoops coming up on SCSN.
It's time. Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
I'm Bijan Robinson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Mental health makes me a better person and athlete just because whenever my mind is clear, I perform so much better. So mental health for me is the priority because it controls everything in your body and it gives you the chance to be the best physically you can be.
My dad was a farmer, and when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Okay, so before we come over, can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets? Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. I appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course. So does Friday work?
Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll bring pizza.
Our Orlando story is packed with outdoor activities and our love for nature. We knew Orlando was a great city, but couldn't imagine it had so much nature around it. Coming here makes you aware of your surroundings. All you need is a bike, so you can enjoy every part of this beautiful city while being outdoors. This is our Orlando story. What's yours?
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing. We just can't stop being American. Because since that revolution they said we'd lose, we just couldn't choose to stop being American. We put Hemi V8s back on the strip and packed 8 layers in a 7-layer dip. We're body slams and blue suede shoes, rock and roll, jazz and blues. Rockin' mullets and Rat Pack suits, even our grandmas have tattoos. We're NASCAR, rock stars, rodeo, monster trucks and power boats. Welcome to our epic show. Keep winning on Sunday, move horsepower Monday, shake the earth and carve terrain, rock the anthem like Kenny Wayne. So get out there, take your swings, burn rubber after the American dream. Rev your engines and let freedom ring. And never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muerde más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacude,
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
All right, boys, remember who we are and who we represent. It's not about a place, it's about a people. Yeah! And we hit the field like woo, woo, woo.
All day like woo,
all night like woo, woo.
New job like
damn.
We them boys like woo. Our time like woo.
All that's like woo. We favorite.
Okay, Mom.
You all right, baby?
Honolulu like
Chattanooga like
Downtown like
West Side like
Japan like Brazil like all day like, all night like, all day like, all night like, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day.
Hey, whoa, what is going on here?
I go where Saquon goes. Get out of here!
Mental health plays a big role in the game of basketball. The preparation it takes just leading up to a game. Mentally, you have to be totally focused, totally engaged, and away from all other distractions, because any other distractions can get you off kilter. It's very important for our team to prioritize mental health. You have issues or problems, go speak to someone about it. Open up, don't shy away. Mental health is the key.
In Major League Baseball, you could dream with no limits. You could become your hero.
Oh, he's done it again.
Steal the show. Or even start a new club.
A 40-70 season.
You can meet the moment and exceed the hype. You can write a new chapter of history and let your city dream again. This season, anything can happen.
There is a moment in your life when you decide to truly live. To take that trip you've always wanted. I see now what I've been looking for. A feeling of belonging. A belonging to nature. This is a place where people and nature live in harmony. This is my Alaska story. What will yours be?
It's time.
Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Much in the air. So much in the air. I've been trying to fight 'cause I'm scared. Using witches. 'Cause it doesn't mean so much in the air. Boy, can you hold me?
It's time.
Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
I'm Bijan Robinson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Mental health makes me a better person and athlete just because whenever my mind is clear, I perform so much better. So mental health for me is the priority because it controls everything in your body and it gives you the chance to be the best physically you can be.
My dad was a farmer, and when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy. I want them to know when I'm sad. And I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself. As the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century, Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
The gateway to the south, the busiest stretch of highway in America. I'm sure some folks in LA and Atlanta or Houston rather. Of course, Atlanta, they're agreeing with me. Don't agree, but I think it's the busiest stretch of highway in the world. We have a barn burner in Waleska, just northeast of this city, and what we call the gateway to the south. It's the Pioneers of Spartanburg Methodist and the Eagles of Reinhardt University on the Southeast Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei bringing you all the action, and our score at the half is electric. Reinhardt a 15-point advantage, 36-21. We'll take a look at the numbers that have powered these two teams side by side. So 10 wins in a row for Reinhardt. That's actually backwards. Reinhardt is 15-5 with 10 wins in a row. 2 losses in a row for SMC. The rest of the stats are correct. Points per game, 75 for the Pioneers, 65 for the Eagles. Field goal percentage is better from the floor and three-point range for Reinhardt. And just a couple more rebounds per game for the Eagles as we're ready to go with this second half of action in just a couple of seconds. One barn burner of a half is in the books. Our officials are saying it's time to get started again as we welcome you back inside of the Brown Athletic Center. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson bringing you all the action in this 15-point game. Some locker room time. Do you have any change of heart as to what to expect in this second half yet?
I would expect Spartanburg Methodist, again, to really try to put an emphasis on taking advantage of Reinhardt on the perimeter. It has been very tough sledding down low. Need to try to create some easy looks from long range.
Makes sense to me. Should be a really exciting second half of action. Ball is flicked across. Entry feed kept alive as she'll fire from the top of the block, and it pinballs back to the Pioneers. Good follow. Straightaway three rattles off for Wilson, the junior, and the foul.
That was a great job by Gilliam, not giving up on the play, getting the hoop and the harm, a score and a chance for one more. But for the Spartanburg Methodist Lady Pioneers, they're going to need Destiny Middleton to really pick it up offensively. It's been a tough game for her so far, 3 of 11 from the field with 8 points. Again, one of the best scorers in the AAC so far this year.
She gets all 3. Reinhardt back to work. McCutcheons. From the straightaway. Akubla is stolen away. Wilson running the floor for the Pioneers, and Spartanburg can't get it off the window.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that can be a coaching point for your team moving forward.
Headed the other way again. Back-to-back steals. Middleton across from the wing, wide open in the corner as she finds the bottom of the net. Huge 3-ball for the Pioneers. This time it's Traylor who gets it to go, and the timeout taken by the Reinhardt Eagles.
Spartanburg Methodist turning defense into offense, getting themselves back into this ballgame.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network. bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Back in Waleska, Georgia. College basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Glad you're with us. Great start to the second half so far. A lot of fun.
Great start for the Lady Pioneers. Meanwhile, Reinhardt trying to maintain that large advantage. They're starting to see it dwindle away.
A lot of pressure on the Eagles. And this is wide, so the Pioneers getting back to work.
A lot of one-on-one basketball right now for the Lady Eagles offensively.
To the corner, the three ball, short, came off the heel of the iron. Reinhardt will run the floor. Outside, McCutcheon's open for the three, and it's just off the mark.
But much of what I said when you talk about what the point of emphasis would be for Spartanburg Methodist.
Put back, rolls over the front of the iron for a pair as it's 36-29 as the Pioneers getting back into this.
But you asked me what the point of emphasis would be for Spartanburg Methodist coming back from the break. 4 of their first 5 field goal attempts in this half, 3-point field goal attempts. Right now, 2 of 4 from deep in this half, and then their other shot coming off of a long rebound off a missed 3.
Impressive work.
Reinhardt, they like to take gambles and risks on the perimeter, getting in those passing lanes. And when you have a team that's so aggressive on the perimeter with great rim protection.
Great work inside. Van Dyke gets a pair.
When you have a team that's so aggressive on the perimeter that also has great rim protection, that opens up the drive and kick game. That's what Spartanburg Methodist has been trying to use at their disposal.
Pitched across. Lana Van Dyke finds McCutcheons. She'll just pull up from the wing, and this is wide. Almost thought she'd get that to go. And we're stopped. We saw this before the half, but if you weren't with us and are just joining us, a look at some of the other Appalachian Athletic Conference women's basketball games around the league.
One of those games that we had an eye on, the Bryan College Lions going up against the Johnson Royals. On the road at Johnson right now, Bryan holding a 46-41 lead. Of course, Bryan in the mix with that 3-way tie for first place in the AAC.
Some other really good games around the league coming up tonight. In men's basketball action, Tennessee Wesleyan and Pikeville, who has been one of the best in America, CIU and Truett McConnell and the Buffs and Rams of Bluefield. 3 ball for McCutcheons, finds the bottom of the net, 41-29. On the way inside as it's stolen by Reinhardt. Eagles from the front court, long fade off the glass goes. Back-to-back buckets for McCutcheons, who's got 12 points.
Yeah, she was able to hit that long-range bomb, and then the Eagles doing what they've done all season long, turning defense into quick offense.
Nice play inside by the Eagles defensively. Kept alive, Reinhardt to Johnson. Johnson wants to go the distance, tries a little kiss off the glass, and it's taken away by the Pioneers. SMC. And again, stolen by Reinhardt. We've seen a lot of steals in the second half for both teams. Eagles all the way inside to Van Dyke, who hits the E-break and gets it to go.
Eagles pushing the pace in transition. When it's a track meet, the Lady Eagles always seem to be on the right side of it.
A track meet is right, as we've got a barn burner in North Georgia between Reinhardt and Spartanburg Methodist. Back in North Georgia in Walaska for college hoops. Reinhardt Eagles and SMC Pioneers, Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. And we're stopped quickly. Clock is wrong.
Ref says 5:34 instead of 5:39. And what would we do without our great officiating crew?
Gerald is on top of it.
Now, of course, if you're a fan of the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers, you would say, hey, we're losing time here, but
Gerald's not having it. Way back on the front court.
Spartanburg Methodist, earlier in this quarter, they were doing a nice job of driving and kicking out to open shooters. You would love to see them get back to that.
One of the three balls stolen away by Van Dyke. She's got room all the way down the floor. It's 1-on-3 as she's fended off. Johnson jumped and let go of the ball in time to avoid the step and somehow kept alive by Reinhardt. Brothers to the corner. Entry feed by Lana. Johnson off the heel of the iron, finds it.
But Spartanburg Methodist got exactly what they wanted on that last possession. Destiny Middleton into the teeth of the defense, a wide open Zy Bell. She has to take that shot in rhythm.
(47-29), Pioneers the foul. You're gonna need a few of those. You're playing a time game, as you said. Pacing is becoming more and more important.
And nothing really disappoints me more watching basketball than to see a shooter get the ball off a perfect swing one more and decide not to take the shot or try to dribble it into the paint. Whenever you get that ball in rhythm, even if you don't feel confident in your ability to shoot the basketball, you're in rhythm and you're open, you got to let it fly, especially when you're trailing by as much as the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers are in this one.
On the way, this one rattles off. McCutcheon's out of the game. She's got 15, leading all scorers for the Reinhardt Eagles. 8 for Gilliam and Middleton, 7 for Haley Traylor. This rattles off the front of the iron and drops just over the front. 8 for Van Dyke, Chloe that is, I should say. Maria with 7 and Ekubla with 7 as well.
Isaiah McCutcheon's the reigning offensive player of the week in the AAC, so.
Entry feed, Van Dyke, hook shot rattled off. And this one all the way off the floor as it'll go with the Pioneers.
But how about the Lady Eagles sweeping player of the week honors from this past week? Of course, Lana Van Dyke on the defensive side and Isaiah McCutcheon's on the offensive side.
Not surprised at all to see that. They are so good. And we talked a lot about how impressed we are with Tony Campbell and the way he builds rosters, his teams play. They are the blueprint for what you want to do at this level, and just so competitive, tough to play against no matter who you are. Impressed as always, but how sad is that it becomes expected to see a sweep like that from such a good, talented roster?
Yeah, we start to sort of take for granted what the Reinhardt Lady Eagle program has become, because there was a time where they were more of a middling program, a program trying to find their way in the AAC. Ever since Coach Tony Campbell took over, this is a team that year in and year out is among the best of the best in the conference and is always competing on the national stage as well. Really, really great to see. And when you factor in the amount of talent that the Lady Eagles have lost over the course of these past few seasons, it really puts it into perspective the job that he has done building this program into one of the nation's elite.
Gerald getting us started again.
Gerald, you're on a first name basis.
I'm telling you, you gotta. I can't. You know why? I can't remember his last name. I think it was Courtney, maybe. It was a good name. I liked it. It was a good. I was like, that's a good name. Coleman, Coy.
So I guess that ruins the relationship then, since you forgot his last name.
Right. It's ruined. He's not gonna like me anymore. He told me he goes back and watches the games.
Oh, so he's gonna hear.
He's gonna hear all that. He's gonna be like, this guy could not. He wrote it down. This guy.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be you in a few hours.
No, he's gonna find my number too, probably. 4 a.m. Hey, sir. 4 minutes left in this period. Speaking of 4, it's 47-30.
Ever since Spartanburg Methodist started things strong in the second half, it has been tough for them. Reinhardt defensively back to tightening the screws.
Johnson across, 3-ball, just rattled off. Reinhardt trying to regather. Van Dyke scrambling on the floor as it's tied up effectively by the freshman, Diamond Tatum. Gonna get the inbound. Franklin quickly to the wing. Entry feed, Chloe knifes her way down the block. Too much sauce as it's pulled in. A lot of space to the other end. This is also a little too strong as it's pulled down by Johnson.
Destiny Middleton went right into the chest of Mackenzie Franklin. Franklin, great verticality at the rim. That's almost an impenetrable force down low. Having the sibling duo of Chloe and Lana Van Dyke, as well as Mackenzie Franklin, patrolling the paint for the Lady Eagles. And you couple that with the multitude of aggressive guards that really get into your face defensively, you can tell why this is one of the best defenses in the country.
Gerald Motley, his last name is Motley. There's Gerald on your screen now.
I think we may have seen some confusion there. McKinley Brothers, the freshman, walking the ball up the floor. I don't believe the clock reset, so she gets called for the 10-second violation.
Pioneers, good opportunity with the ball on the attacking end of the floor. Spartanburg, way back on the front court, it's Trailer. Haley drives all the way to the elbow. Entry feed to the baseline, kicked out front, and she's deflected for the foul. Franklin gonna pick up the foul. Mackenzie just got her second.
And I think those last two plays are two plays that you can showcase at any officiating clinic in the country. So on the last possession, there wasn't a foul called on a very similar collision featuring Mackenzie Franklin and another player, because she went straight up, both arms in the air. Great use of verticality. That last play going toe-to-toe with Shaylin Hayes, that left arm dropped from Franklin, which results in a foul call. Again, just a great job by this officiating crew. I think you really made friends with the right guys, man.
Hayes, 52% at the line this year. She misses both on this trip. I'm telling you, that's a real-life announcer hack. Driving is Hayes, and another foul. This time it's going to be called against Reinhardt's brothers, the freshman.
I don't know if my reputation for being critical precedes me, but every time I walk up to officials, they sort of have a scowl on their face.
No, they just don't want to hear it.
That's natural. I wouldn't want to hear from me either.
They don't want to hear it. telling you, the trick works. You'll see. They'll come over, they'll tell us if there's a controversial call. This is short.
Spartanburg Methodist getting to the line. That was their 16th free throw attempt. But they've really gone off the rails at the line as this game has continued. On their last 6, 2 of 6 from the line. Make that 2 of 7.
10 of 17 on the day, right around 60% flat. Struggling indeed. And they've struggled from the floor as well against Reinhardt. This is a team that shoots very, very well from the floor, going about 38% this season. Today, just 24%, 8 of 33. Elbow, good feed to Hayes, working inside against Franklin and too much. This is alive for the moment as it finally skeeters off over the baseline.
Yeah, but that's less surprising when you take a closer look at the defensive metrics for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles over the course of this season. First in the conference in opponents' points per game allowed, first in blocks per game, first in opponents' field goal percentage as well.
Ball's off. Crowd filing in. Not too late if you're local to the area or the region. Join us for men's basketball tonight inside of the Brown Athletics Center. Admission extremely affordable for the whole family. How much are tickets? 10?
15.
15? Wow. You got to talk to the AD about that.
Inflation.
Good feed off the glass. This goes. 49-30. Trailer gave it off. Ball is poked loose by Reinhardt. Franklin has it stolen right back by Hayes. Going to work inside, and it's a jump ball.
They never changed the arrow. They never changed the arrow. Called a foul. Did they ever change the arrow?
I don't think they changed the arrow, and I think that not only are you right, I'm pretty sure Kenneth Jones knows it as well.
They never changed the arrow.
They don't know. They don't see you. That was a good effort. I've seen worse. On the way, this is off the corner. I've seen a bucket given to the wrong team and almost just go the whole game that way. Division I, too.
There was one game here where a team was 1 point shorted, and the game was decided by 2.
I actually really don't like that. Don't tell anyone else that. It's got to be a secret between you and I.
And
the
everybody
audience.
watching at home.
And our friends who are tuned in with us. You got to keep that a secret right now.
It wasn't this season.
Okay.
It wasn't this season.
Okay.
But if we go back in time, there's going to be a team that's very worried about that point that they were short.
Gerald is having a conversation with Reed.
Now, I don't know if you guys could hear behind us, the Reinhardt football team really giving the opposing squad everything they can handle in the stands. I love every second of it, man.
I like that everything that happens, they immediately shout it's a tech.
Hey.
Everything. Yeah, like it could just be a generic turnover, and they're like, tech. I love it. It's great. Tech.
And eventually the other team is going to get tired of it. They start to bark back, which leads to what, Gabe?
Attack.
Attacks. Never wrong, just early.
Entry feed. Smith from the elbow, back outside. Almost poked away. 3 ball from the wing. Oh my goodness, did you know the bank is open this late in Waleska, Georgia?
Well, you know I wasn't quite sure, but after seeing that one, there's no question about it.
Beautiful, beautiful 3 ball. Absolutely buried by Haley Traylor. She might have hit that from South Carolina.
Yeah, that was a whale of a response. Much needed response, too. This game is on the verge of getting out of hand, though.
52-33, 67 seconds to go. Franklin tries it off the window. She's disrupted. Middleton running the floor and free. And we're stopped. Carry is the call. I didn't see it.
Nah, I think that's a pretty good call. She moved that hand underneath the basketball. At that time, I think she really meant to stop, but the defensive pressure put on by the Lady Eagles forced her to rethink. By then, it was too late.
Floated on. Reinhardt tries to go to work before we get another foul. I don't think fouls are going to become a problem for a while, but we're within the last 60 seconds of our third quarter. 52-33 Reinhardt. Reinhardt shooting 49% from the floor. Spartanburg Methodist 25%, well below their season average of 38. Dished across, just beyond the elbow. Smith went back out to the straightaway. Long three. Oh my goodness, she just uncorked that from Stockbridge, Georgia. And we get the travel. She goes up and goes down with the ball.
And right now, nothing going Spartanburg Methodist way. They had cut the lead to 7 in the early stages of the second half. Since then, the Reinhardt Lady Eagles, they've turned up the defensive pressure, and the offense has now matched their defensive intensity.
Trying to use that motion, Smith. A dozen on the shot clock. What a spin move. The washing machine brings the football team onto the floor. Oh my goodness.
That was Londacia Smith putting her in the spin cycle.
Heinous spin move. And huge collision way back on the front court. Reinhardt wants the call. Smith can't believe it. She's arguing with the official.
Yeah, they called that one on Grant. Not sure where they were going with that call. It seemed like she was the one that received the contact instead of initiating.
This goes. I told you my weakness is football guys sitting behind me at college basketball games. That is my weakness as a broadcaster. It doesn't matter what they say, I'm going to think it's hilarious and get in trouble. It's not even funny.
Hey, we get in even more trouble if we repeated it.
Well, we're not going to repeat it.
Well, it depends on how much I like what they say.
Oh, my goodness. Hope you're enjoying hanging out with us. It's 54-35. Spartanburg has a lot of digging to do. Honestly, if they just clean up that shooting percentage a little bit, they'll be right in this.
Easier said than done, though. They are going up against one of the better defensive teams in the country.
100%. Long ball, somehow got it through. Dish back across. 3 ball on the way short, as that'll end our third period of play in what has become quite the electric matchup between the Eagles and the Pioneers of Spartanburg Methodist, all from the Brown Athletics Center in Waleska, Georgia. Your thoughts on that third period and our final period coming up?
We saw the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers really try to impose their will from the perimeter. Lady Eagles tightening their screws defensively and are well in control here in Waleska.
They got to find a way to get back into it. We'll see if they can when we return with more college hoops live on the Southeast Sports Network from inside of the Brown Athletics Center.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
quarter about to start on the Southeast Sports Network between the Eagles of Reinhardt and, of course, the Pioneers of Spartanburg Methodist. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson bringing you college hoops. Really good one so far. Lorenzo, this is it.
Yeah, this is it. The last breath, the last ditch for the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers. They're going to have to try to find a way to do something that not many teams have done this year, and that's score consistently against the Lady Eagles.
We'll see what they can do. This is sent on all the way across. Quick three off the rip, won't drop.
But those are the kind of looks that they need to try to generate the drive and kick game, leading to open threes. They're hoping to catch fire here in the fourth.
It would be massive if they could just get a little bit going. Van Dyke entry feed to Smith. Heavily defended, went across. This one goes off the window.
Mondacia Smith is a technician down there in the mid-post area. An array of moves. He always has the answers.
Almost stripped away, somehow kept it. Three ball is gonna go. Nice response from the Pioneers as they've got 38.
And that's been their best form of offense in this game. And Gilliam, her first three-point bucket of the day. Again, those are the kind of looks that they need to be able to generate. That seems to be their best source of offense.
Smith flicked across. Directing traffic inside is Collins. This is intercepted. Middleton has some room at midcourt. Harassed, and she'll flick it back to Traylor. Haley lets this go from the straightaway just a bit much. That was a great look.
That was a great look, but not the best look, not in rhythm whatsoever.
Three ball in response, rims out on Reinhardt as SMC can't gather it inside.
It's different when you're taking a three-pointer that comes off of a swing, and a one more. You're taking a three-pointer that comes off the drive and kick game compared to when you're taking one in transition play stops and just pulling up from the top of the key. You would love to get your looks coming within rhythm.
Here come the Pioneers.
With just over 8 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter, Spartanburg Methodist, 9 made field goals in this game, 4 of them coming from beyond the arc.
Step back three, almost pulled it off. It's just short. Yeah, you got to find a way to heat up. I mean, it's not a road problem. You've won 9 of your 11 games on the road.
But those wins not coming up against this Reinhardt ball club.
This goes for Reinhardt. An absolute dagger from Taylor Collins, who's hit 38% of her chances from the three-point strike.
And she's one of the best shooters in the entire conference. When she comes in the game, she's trying to rise and fire.
Trailer, too much. Came off the heel of the iron. Second chance won't go either, as this won't fall. Banged off by Diamond Tatum, the freshman. Really impressed by Diamond Tatum tonight. She's playing with the sports glasses. This is an extremely, extremely physical conference. She looks like a freshman. She looks young. She's got a lot of growing to do. Her game is going to become very polished as she continues to work out and be coached in college. She's going to be a really special piece of this roster in a couple of years.
For sure, and you can tell she's really holding her own up against one of the best teams in the conference. That has to give you confidence in her ability going forward.
Being defended by Taylor Collins, too. That's no joke. How do you shut down players that are so effective on both ends of the floor? How do you create space against them? She's been able to do it tonight.
I don't really think shut down is the right word. You can't really shut down certain
Contain.
players, but limit as much as you can.
Lana Van Dyke can't be limited here as it's 61-38.
And as great as Destiny Middleton has been this year, giving up a lot of size down low to Van Dyke.
Across, Middleton on cue. Fights her way through and goes down hard. Glad to see she's all right. Came up quickly.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul call against Brothers, but again, you see there Ekwe Blah taking on the challenge defensively. First it was Haley Johnson. Ekwe Blah switches onto her. Brothers sitting in that gap. Middleton has to beat 2 or 3 defenders every time just to get a shot up on the rim. We focused on Middleton coming into this game, and you can tell that Coach Campbell and his unit focused on her as well.
Yeah, she felt like the clear player to watch. I'm also a big fan of the way Traylor moves with the ball. And obviously, I've already said my piece about Diamond Tatum. Not a big splashy night on the stat sheet, but just this tape is going to look good for her. Yes, not quite the touch she needed. Reinhardt pulls it down. Eagles on the move, soaring to the back door, and off the window this goes for 2 more.
Very unselfish play there. Haley Johnson with a nice bounce pass.
And we're stopped to the timeout. SMC and Reinhardt deadlocked in a battle. Reinhardt way out in front in North Georgia.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Back in North Georgia with college hoops between the Pioneers and Eagles. Entry feed, kick back out to the wing. She's got a ton of room, and she buries the 3 from downtown Waleska. Beautiful 3-ball. Reinhardt looking to respond. Johnson hands it off, and this one is buried. Bang! Cash! Money!
That was Kiera Simpson, the grad student. She's been known as a great long-range shooter over the course of her career here at Reinhardt.
Simpson gets that to go. Driving, Pioneers, flicked it back outside. Another 3, this is short. Disrupted and nearly stolen. Gilliam couldn't get it. Reinhardt will throw in again. Love the local radio providing coverage of Reinhardt Eagle basketball this season. That's really cool to see and well-deserved, obviously. Disrupted, in some trouble, trying to keep it alive. Reinhardt does. Blown tired, Johnson regathers. On the edge of the block, it's stolen away by SMC. Pioneers running the floor. Gilliam tries this off the window and can't get it. Johnson recovers the fumble. Long floater forward, all the way end to end as the foul. Simpson thought she had it. Camper was on top of the ball, and it's blown dead. Simpson's been such a good piece for so long. It's got to be like having a coach on the floor for Tony Campbell at this point.
Yeah, and it becomes a situation where, because you have a player who's developed within your program for so long, they can be an echo for you in terms of your culture. They're going to tell all the players the right things to do and really function as that person that keeps a watchful eye on the locker room.
Simpson on defense, able to stop the shot, but the foul. That's tough. You know, she has been such a key piece and one of the stars in the AAC for so long. And now in the late stages of her collegiate career, obviously has the knee injury and just hasn't been the same.
Yeah, but still getting an opportunity to be out there with her teammates, getting a chance to finish playing her sport on her own terms. I feel like that's very important after dealing with lower body injuries during my own career. That's all you want to do, have a chance to finish your career on your own terms.
I also know a thing or two about lower body injuries, cutting a career short, and I agree. It's my thing was more, I tried. You know, you got to try. Long thing down the floor and on the baseline, blown dead. Shaylin Hayes, the freshman, trying to go to work. A lot of respect for that. And I think you really hit it with your first couple of sentences there. You're just enjoying it. Like, you don't play college basketball for this long if you're not loving it. You got to love hooping. Rattles off, won't drop. Hayes will try again, the freshman. 52% at the line this season.
And it's been a struggle for her, not just offensively, 0 for 2 from the field, but at the charity stripe, 0 for 5 at the line. And just the way the game has been for her, the one made free throw that she has gets wiped away due to a lane violation.
That stings. 4.5 to play. Fighting her way through. Blaylock all the way down inside. Pinballed twice, regathered. Simpson finds the bottom of the net for 2.
And you can hear the gym really showing a lot of love to Simpson. She's been a fan favorite over the course of her career. Right now having a nice showing here in the fourth quarter.
On the way, the 3 ball is buried by who else? The freshman, Diamond Tatum.
And you spoke earlier about Diamond Tatum not really looking like a freshman out there. She's been so poised here today.
Back on the front court, fouled as she's pulled to the hardwood. We need to get this sorted out. Kenneth is ready to go. (68-45). Johnson, corner, 3 ball. She holds off. 3 ball on the way. Chiara just short. Kept alive. Simpson again. She's feeling it. Just not enough sauce as it's pulled in by the Pioneers.
And that one would have blown the roof off the Brown Athletic Center.
Down low this goes. Pioneers get the bucket in response. This time it's Naja. Eagles all alone down the floor. Camper, the sophomore, gets 2. This is knocked away. 3 ball. Bounces and goes wide. Put back, no. Fighting for it down low. Blaylock thought she had it. Jump ball.
So Reinhardt has really widened their advantage over the course of this second half. The Bryan College Lions doing the same in their matchup against Johnson. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter of that one in Johnson, Tennessee. Bryan College putting the finishing touches on the win. They're ahead 78-60 right now. So it looks like for one more night at least, we're going to have a 3-way tie remain atop the AAC.
That's a look at the other games around the league right now. I should say conference. Lots of action around the NAIA. And of course, tonight's broadcast is doubleheader coverage, so we'll have a second game for you after this. Reinhardt and the Pioneers again. Other games around the AAC include the Bulldogs, the Bears, the Rams, the Golden Bears, the Buffs, and the Rams. Foul on the baseline.
So now we're at the point of the game where we're seeing players get some extended minutes that we haven't seen too much of over the course of this year. And what that means is the crowd is all the way into it, especially the student section. Every made basket, you might as well just think of it as a championship celebration.
Yes.
Free throws, too.
There's your celebration on cue. Alexis Wilson, the freshman. She's had a nice year for a freshman, averaging about 5 a game, 67 points, make it 69. 2 in this game.
And I hesitate to call them garbage time players because the depth of this Reinhardt roster, all 5 players on the floor right now, at one point or another, have played significant roles for the Reinhardt Lady Eagles over the course of this season.
Long feed, Wilson, window, yes. 2 1/4 to play as the crowd is on their feet, 74-48. You look at the schedule of these two teams, and these are two programs that have put together really, really nice seasons. Started with 4 wins straight, 4-0 after a big victory over Voorhees, 82-60. Then quite the slide, 6 in a row for SMC. They lost to Georgia Gwinnett. They fell to Columbia, Tennessee Wesleyan, Reinhardt the first time around, Bryan Pikeville, and they won a pair. Took a couple to even out at 500. CIU and Bluefield couldn't handle them. Now Life gave them a run for their money, and that was back on December 16th before the break. They were red hot after that. 6 wins straight. Boasted their record up to 12-7 before a pair of losses in a row, and now this will make it a 3-game skid tonight. But they've got a chance to get back to their winning ways. They're going to take on Bluefield, Milligan, and Truett McConnell for their next 3.
But how about that monumental matchup?
Wilson banged out. Crowd is loving it in Waleska.
But how about that monumental matchup that we're going to get a chance to see on Saturday, February 7th? A battle for positioning atop the AAC. A rematch between Bryan and Reinhardt. Of course, Bryan earlier this year, Reinhardt's lone conference loss on the road, losing 67-60. They're going to do battle here at the Brown Athletic Center on Saturday night.
Battles and won't go. Reinhardt, really rocky start to the year for a team that's been so good for so long. They played the Golden Tigers and won, then lost to Kaiser and Faulkner. They beat the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan, who they struggled with in the AAC tournament last year. Lost to Lindsey Wilson in Campbellsville. Played Alabama Huntsville in a friendly. Then they beat SMC, Truett McConnell, and Life. Lost to Bryan by 7, and since then they haven't lost, Lorenzo. They have won 10 games in a row. This will make it 11. Simpson disrupted. And this goes 76-49.
And yeah, they truly are playing their best basketball when their best is required. When you talk about getting into the nitty-gritty of the season, conference tournament time, national tournament time, you want to be playing as an ascending group. That's what this Reinhardt team is right now.
Well, when you beat a conference opponent with 12 wins, 15 overall, I mean, this is a wild matchup between these two. Simpson's going to light it up. Bang! Oh, baby! Turn the lights off. I can't watch anymore. Simpson gets the football team on their feet.
I'm at a loss for words, Gabe.
Well, I don't know what to say about these guys.
I say they give it to her again. I say they give it to her again.
Wilson, this is too much. Pulled in by the Pioneers, 30 seconds to play.
She has to get it one more time.
Camper with the ball, it's blown dead. Yeah, I'd say the student section is loving that one. As Johnson.
Everyone's saying to give it to her again. Everyone's saying to give it to her again.
Don't give it to her again.
I think they have to.
I've seen enough.
They have to give it to her again. If she's on the floor, you got to give her one more chance to put something up. She's up to 8 points now off the bench.
Wilson with 4 for Camper and Johnson.
Everybody's saying give the ball back to 23. She's not going for it. They're just going to sit on it. Probably a nice sportsman-like decision from Coach Campbell and his squad.
100% agree. That's the right call.
I'm a believer in the basketball gods, too. You never want to play with the basketball gods, Gabe.
Never play with the basketball gods. 4 seconds to go, and Johnson dribbles it out for a 79-52 win for the Reinhardt Eagles in what was a barn burner in North Georgia. Fantastic win for the Reinhardt Eagles. Lorenzo, some of your final thoughts on what was an electric matchup from start to finish.
It was Reinhardt's defensive intensity. That was the story, as has been the story for most of this season. Held Spartanburg Methodist to 24% shooting on the night. Reinhardt and Bryan both winning. It's going to be a monumental contest on Saturday.
Well, that will wrap our coverage of the game. We may have a short interview. We've been told that Nicole Seitz, the photographer, may be bringing over a member of the Eagles for a quick chat, whether it's coach or a player of the game. But either way, we really appreciate you joining us and hanging out for what was a great game and all the action on the Southeast Sports Network. If this is it, saying so long for Lorenzo Robinson, the Pioneers, and the Reinhardt Eagles. I'm Gabriel Schrei from North Georgia. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and our copyright material. Today's game will be archived and available replay inside of the Apple platform where you watched it. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network and Schrei Media.
Some might ask, what's the hurry? But if it's the difference between getting McDonald's breakfast and settling for a Big Mac, well, run like the wind. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's like that. Got him, it stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Tony, what do you think?
Quincy, it's 2 a.m. You have school tomorrow. Get some rest.
See you tomorrow, Saquon.
You got it, Quessy.
His name is Quincy. The crowd goes wild.
Hey, Quincy.
Quincy! Your son's fantasies are going to destroy my house. Speed move! Quincy, take the snap! Hike! Here comes Fred Warner! I'm open! He's got Jefferson! Alright!
Hit the gritty?
Nah, hit the Quincy!
What is that boy doing?
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Welcome back inside of the Brown Athletic Center. The men's team's warming up right now, just a little while from tip, and Miss Smith joining Lorenzo Robinson and I post-game after a massive Reinhardt Eagle win. 9 points, 6 assists, a rebound. You had a red-hot performance. Did you feel like you were cooking with gas out there, or did it just kind of happen?
I did feel like I was cooking. The crowd, really, the crowd.
Great crowd tonight, huh?
Yes.
How much does that help you as a player when you got a good turnout like that?
Hey, the crowd bring the energy, bring me energy, and we winning.
It's that kind of night. It was a big night for Reinhardt. Looking forward down the stretch of the schedule here. Any expectations for the conference tournament or the rest of the regular season?
No, the only expectation we got is to win the conference tournament.
So I've been most impressed with your footwork in that mid-post area. Just what really led to you being able to be so comfortable, not just being able to attack from the perimeter, but being able to work posting up and finishing down low as well?
Me being a combo guard, I'm always going to have the upper hand because I'm taller than most girls here. Easy work, for real.
And then defensively, your ability to scale up, guard against the quicker guards, but also being able to handle some bigger players. That versatility, how important does that make you to the team?
Very important. One of our main focuses is defense, so that's what I focus on, defense.
Ms. Smith, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the big win, and we will catch you soon. Good luck the rest of the season. And, of course, SESN will follow the Reinhardt Eagles all the way through their home games this season and be on hand in Kingsport, Tennessee for the Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament. So we will be there for the ride. Lorenzo and I specifically will be there for the ride, so looking forward to that. And, of course, maybe the hero of tonight's game joining us, as she definitely got the loudest reaction. Ms. Simpson, welcome to the booth. Congrats on your 8 points.
Thank you.
So you've been a really important piece to the puzzle for Reinhardt over the course of your career, now transitioning into the later stages of your career. How has it been to really see the development of the Reinhardt Lady Eagles basketball program?
Oh, it's been awesome. We've gotten a whole bunch of new pieces this year, and everybody's excited. We all have the same goal. We want to win a ring, and I love it. Everybody has the same mindset, so
coming from last season, you obviously lost a lot of talent. No one was really quite sure how it would mesh this year, but you guys are right at the top of the conference. How has that been this year to really sort of prove a lot of people wrong?
It's been great. I know we lost 2 key scorers last year, but everybody's picking up their weight. We trust each other. We're always hyping each other up, try to move on to the next plays, not worry about the mistakes, and I think that's really keeping us at the top right now.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on the big performance and the big win tonight. And
Thank you.
We will see you the rest of the year and in Kingsport.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And that is the star for the Eagles, who has been with them for so long. And cool to see her not only get to play tonight, but do so well. Miss Simpson, a big night for her. That's going to do it for our coverage. Thank you for joining us for College Hoops on SCSN. We'll catch you next time. The men's game live next, and you can watch it right now wherever you're tuned in, the same app or platform.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at SESNsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.